We see the glory, the gold, the tears of joy, but behind the scene there's a cunning ploy, the mental toll, stress from all sides, and the financial dread they try to hide. Even Michael Phelps feeling the creep, Aquaman adrift, no lifeguards keep. He's not alone in this unseen fight. Many athletes struggle, stay out of sight. That was something. I hope you like it. After that amazing start, in this video, let's get a glimpse of the murky waters of the finances of Olympic athletes. I will give you a short overview of the current situation. First, discover the shocking reason why athletes who break world records barely keep afloat. Gold medals are not where their cash is going. Second, where is the money going? There's a lot of money in the games, but somehow it is avoiding the athletes as Neo was avoiding bullets. And the third, what is the looming dystopian sports future? Genetically enhanced athletes dominating, making natural talent obsolete? Imagine a world that makes the Hunger Games look like a kindergarten sport. Spoiler alert, there's a lot less archery. Sorry folks. What you're about to learn might just change the way you view the games forever. With the Olympics ongoing, I'm taking these weeks to dive into the lesser known aspects of this colossal event. 5 weeks, 5 rings, 5 topics. Hi, I'm Greg, and this is the Rhymy Review. First, let's tackle how athletes make their way, for the thought was they shouldn't earn their pay. The Olympics began with a noble dream, amateur games free from the cash machine, compete for the love, not for the gold. But this fairy tale is getting old. Love doesn't pay bills or fill a plate, and athletes too need to satiate. A study by the European Olympic Committee revealed that many European athletes pull in less than €30,000 a year, with a big chunk depending on state funding and scholarship just to keep on going. In short, they are your broke college student with a world record.
Did you really survive off of sports betting and blackjack?
No, that's a little exaggerated. I made a little bit of money off of like those gambling apps and a little bit of sports betting and blackjack. I've had a bunch of odd jobs since then to try to make ends meet. So I've like barely kept afloat for most of the last 5 years.
All those sponsors you see at the Olympics, Coca-Cola, Visa, Panasonic, are they really funding elite athletes? Or are they this millennium's Ebenezer Scrooge? Studies have shown that Olympic sponsors often experience a notable increase in sales and market share during and after the games. Athletes' daily reality is hard. Sponsors often control what they can say and do, turning them into walking billboards. Want to speak out on social issues? McDonald's is not loving it. Many Olympians have spilled the beans about their financial struggles, and it's not a pretty picture.
I think I knew that there isn't going to be a lot of money. I think I kind of knew it from the start.
There's no financial rewards in it. There's no prize money. There's no appearance money. There's nothing.
They've had to juggle part-time gigs, crowdfunding campaigns, and generous family handouts just to keep the dream alive. Jack Laufer, British diver, and New Zealander Robbie Manson used OnlyFans to boost their income. Quite a contrast to the glittering TV coverage, isn't it? Elite athlete is the new, would you like fries with that? Michael Phelps and Simone Biles have bravely opened up about their mental health battles, shattering the once ironclad taboo in the sports world. Phelps, who is practically the human embodiment of a gold medal factory, struggled deeply with mental health issues. Their stories reveal that even the mightiest athletes have mountains of stressors piled on them. Nike, the sport giant with a swoosh that's supposed to mean victory, has been more like a villain in a melodrama when it comes to pregnant athletes. Alyssa Montano and Allyson Felix, both world-class runners, got a reality check when their paychecks were slashed for daring to choose motherhood over medals. Nike's message to these supermoms was essentially, congrats on the baby, now take a pay cut. Godfather's Nike edition. It's not personal, mommy, it's strictly business. If you want to help expose these business tactics and other shenanigans, hit subscribe and let's dig deeper together. Historically, athletes were expected to be stoic and unwavering like superheroes without the capes, or to be honest, the superpowers. Crying on the podium is only acceptable when you're holding a bouquet of flowers. That leaves the question, they are not getting paid, but why exactly? To unravel this mystery, let's dive into Rule 40.3 and Rule 50.2 of the Olympic Charter. Imagine a bureaucratic obstacle course where the hurdles are made of red tape and the finish line keeps moving. Rule 40.3 essentially bans athletes from promoting personal sponsors during the games. It's like telling a starving man he can't talk about food, cruel, out of touch, and as absurd as banning water at a Nestle-sponsored marathon. Oh, by the way, If the corporations violate the branding rules, the athletes get punished. Fair play! Meanwhile, Rule 50.2 bans political, religious, or racial demonstrations at the Olympic sites, preventing athletes from speaking out on issues important to them. That's what we call progress! The Olympic Games, once created an idea to end wars, bind the participants by not letting them even mention the word. War 1. Olympics 0. A major ruling in Germany has significantly scaled back the advertising restrictions placed on athletes by the International Olympic Committee, IOC for short, Rule 40. A well-deserved slap in the face, declaring it a violation of EU competition law. EU? Why, this only works for America! Fun fact, all US citizens think that this is the sound of the bald eagle, when in fact they sound like an overgrown chicken. I'm absolutely fantastic at parties. Please invite me. This ruling didn't just open the door for German athletes to market themselves during the Olympics. It kicked the doors off its hinges, threw it in the river, and built a bridge. It highlighted the critical need for self-marketing opportunities and set a bold precedent for other countries to follow. These changes, active for the first time during the 2024 Olympics, are a glimmer of hope, though let's be real, putting a band-aid on a bullet wound is not stopping the bleeding. Sure, athletes now have a bit more wiggle room to promote themselves, but it's still a far cry from the freedom they deserve. And to highlight what I mean, these are the current freedoms they have: 1 message per sponsor per event, 1 message per day, 3 messages per sponsor through the games, and maximum of 10 thank you messages in total. These messages cannot imply any commercial association with the Olympics or use Olympic imagery. Man, I had better texting privileges in high school during class. So, where does all this money go? A large chunk of it flows into the pockets of the IOC from the official sponsors. The IOC is a non-profit organization, but don't let that fool you. Their executives live like royalty because some of them are actual royalty, while athletes can't barely afford ramen. The same IOC who does not pay a dime to the players when winning games. IOC, here's a tip for you. Rebrand to POS, profits over sportsmanship. If this would not make you hate them, you should check this video of the depth of their corruption. It's much more worse than you think. Each country, to varying degree, can and rewards athletes, mostly those who are medal winners. Starting in 2024, World Athletics is taking a bold step by awarding cash prizes for Olympic gold medals, signaling a shift towards direct monetary rewards. Unfortunately, this broken system impact goes way beyond empty bank accounts. The lack of support drives athletes to desperate measures, including doping, and not the kind of you're thinking of, like shady backroom deals with sketchy syringes. Alas, the dystopian future that awaits us. Enter Peter Thiel and his vision of a dope-free Olympics. Thiel, a self-defined billionaire tech entrepreneur, has backed the Enhanced Games, a new competition where performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs, are encouraged. Roid it up Robocop, racing Inspector Gadget. Athletes like former Olympic swimmer James Magnussen admits that a $1 million prize was the tipping point to agreeing to take part in the Enhanced Games. It raises serious ethical questions about the nature of sport and human achievement. Is it still a human victory if won with the help of genetic modification? And what does this mean for the spirit of the games? A bright new world where the bionic man is the norm and natural athletes are the underdogs. X-Men goes to the Olympics, Dystopian edition! Moreover, health experts slam doping-friendly Enhanced Games. Pumping athletes full of PEDs and genetic tweaks can result in a terrifying array of side effects, from heart problems and liver damage to long-term genetic mayhem we can't even predict yet. It's like trading your soul for a sports car that explodes on the freeway. Plus, these enhancements could make risky behavior the new norm, pushing young and aging athletes alike to gamble with their health just to keep food on the table. We need to stop this before we end up with a generation of athletes who swap their medals for medical bills. Let's cut to the chase. The IOC and its sponsors are treating athletes like disposable profit machines. It's time we demand some transparency and fairness in how those Olympic billions are divvied up. Athletes, the very people who sweat, bleed, and sacrifice everything to inspire us, deserve more than just crumbs from the corporate table. They should get their fair share of the gold, both the medals and the money. Because let's face it, without them, the games would just be an expensive exercise in brand promotion. The Olympics should be a showcase of human potential, not a cash cow for corporate greed. If we support our athletes and give them the resources they need, we can preserve the integrity of the games and safeguard their mental and physical health. Remember, the original goal was to promote peace and unity, not profit margins. We do remember that, right? Or did the memo get lost in the annex of the sponsorship deals? So, what can we do to help their plight, support the groups that champion athletes' rights, pressure the IOC to change its ways, ensure fair pay in future days, keep the talk alive, spread the word wide about the struggles athletes face and hide? The Olympics should inspire and unite, show humanity's best in the global light. Let's demand fairness, support, respect for those who make the games perfect, because tears on the podium should be for joy, not for a corporate logo they must deploy. Hey, thank you for getting this far. Click here for my playlist about the other Olympic videos. They are bangers. Click here to subscribe. Hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.